Have you been wanting to try a new crochet or knit technique but were hesitant to purchase a new pattern because you didn't know if you'd be any good at it? Or perhaps you have just stumbled across my Around the World Cal and are on the hunt for a pattern that fits the brief without breaking the bank? If either of those sound like you, well, this is the video for you. Today, I'm going to be sharing some resources that you can use to access free crochet and knit patterns. Some of these you might have heard of, others might be new to you, but if you stick around till the end, I'm going to be sharing with you somewhere that has nearly 12,000 free crochet and knit patterns. So you definitely want to stick around to find out where that is. A quick note before we get started: if you love crochet, knit, amigurumi, or all things yarn, please hit that subscribe button so you can watch more content like this. Alrighty, let's start somewhere that you're probably already scrolling: YouTube. YouTube isn't just a place to watch free patterns, it's a place to collect them. Yes, there are free videos that you can watch step-by-step instructions on how to make something. That's where I started, and I'm sure a lot of you watching started on YouTube as well. But did you know there are channels that curate patterns for you? They spend hours researching free patterns so you don't have to, then collate these into categories. For example, stash busting projects or things you can make for Father's Day. It's such an easy way to find new designers and projects, and the benefit of this is that you have links to multiple categorized patterns in one place, so you don't have to go down a 3-hour Google rabbit hole. One of my favorite channels for this is OmazingPaige. She regularly recommends patterns in specific categories, with her videos often containing over 50 free patterns. She pops the links to the free patterns in the description so you can click, save, and start straight away. I'll leave a link to her channel details in the description box below, so go show her some love, and while you're at it, show this video some love too by leaving me a big thumbs up. Now onto our next category, and probably the most underrated: libraries. Yep, your local library. They will have more than just novels and academic material. They will also have crochet and knit pattern books and magazines like Simply Crochet. If they don't have something that you're looking for, chat with your librarian. More often than not, they're more than happy to order something in for you. If they are online, it is even better, and that brings us into our next category, which is pattern platforms. Now, if you do have a library card and your library supports Hoopla or Libby, go check out those sites. They give you access to hundreds of crochet and knitting books or magazines, and it is absolutely free as long as you already have a library card. It's basically like having a crafting bookstore right in your own home. Now, if you've been a yarning for a while, you've more than likely heard of our next site, which is Ravelry. Ravelry is basically the Google of yarn crafts. You do need a Ravelry account to access the patterns, but it is free to create. And once you're in, you can filter by free patterns only, search by yarn weight, hook size, project type, or whatever your heart desires, and save everything to your library, which is honestly quite dangerous. It is a must-have whether you crochet, knit, or both. A little bit of a shameless plug here. I do have 2 free patterns at the time of filming this video listed on my Ravelry account. They are for my dog snoods that I sometimes donate to charity. I have written up patterns for the reindeer and the frog dog snoods. They are my OG patterns, and I have made slight adjustments to them over time, but the OG patterns are free and are listed on Ravelry should you want to check it out. I will leave links to those in the description box below. Now, while Ravelry is the original yarny heaven, there are some new players that have been gaining popularity in recent times, and one such site is Ribbler. Ribbler is a newer platform that has heaps of fun features. Similar to Ravelry, they have a library that you can add crochet and knit patterns to. They've even got interactive patterns which allows you to doodle and add notes to your journal. You can even mark off sections as you're done with them. I have personally made a chunky Christmas cat that was a free pattern on Ribbler, and it turned out so incredibly cute. There are some amazing free patterns on there. Often newer designers release these free patterns just so they can get exposure, and if you do end up loving their designs, you can buy one of their paid ones. Now, while we're on the topic of amigurumi, if you are as obsessed with amigurumi as I am, you've probably heard of our next resource, which is Amigurumi.com. Amigurumi.com is a goldmine. They are linked to a lot of the big name amigurumi books out there, such as Aquatic Amigurumi, Pika-Pow, and the Zumigurumi series, just to name a few. They do sell ebook versions of these books if you did want to get them at a fraction of the cost of the physical copy. But did you know that they also have free patterns on the site? A lot of the patterns are from designers that have published their patterns in the Amigurumi crochet books, so it's a great way to get a feel of the designer's style without paying a cent. If you do end up loving the patterns, you can buy the book or the patterns from the designers themselves, which brings us onto the next category, the designers. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. If you love a designer, Google them. Many designers actually have blogs and websites where they host free patterns that are supported by ad revenue. This means that as you are looking at the pattern, the ads that are around the pattern is how they get paid. So you get a free pattern and they get a little bit of money to support them. This top that I'm wearing, for example, was a free pattern by For the Frills. It was very easy to follow. I didn't have any issues apart from running out of yarn. So this top is actually incomplete compared to the pattern, but I still love how it turned out, and yeah, it is absolutely great. No complaints at all, at least the part that I ended up finishing. I've also made heaps of free amigurumi patterns, and some of my top picks for free pattern designers are Jess Huff. All of her patterns are free, I'm pretty sure, and she constantly releases new patterns. They are absolutely adorable and actually quite huge for beginner friendly, like chunky patterns, but they were very easy to follow. I've made heaps of her patterns and they're also adorable. Grace and Yarn is also a great resource for beginner friendly patterns. I've made a couple of her free patterns and didn't run into any issues. They were great and simply adorable. You might have also heard of DIY Fluffies. They have a lot of patterns in a lot of big crochet books, but did you know that some of those patterns are actually hosted for free on their website? So you can get the feel of crocheting from a crochet book, but at zero cost to you. So definitely go check them out. I will link all of these channels that I've mentioned in the description box below. But the world is literally your oyster. Google the designers that you love. If you see someone on Etsy as you're scrolling through paid patterns and wondered if they potentially have something similar that's free, Google them. You never know what you might find. But now that brings us into our final category, which is yarn companies. Now, yarn companies don't just have yarn, they have a number of patterns that you can use to crochet or knit until your fingers fall off. My favorite one is Hobby. Hobby has some gorgeous yarns, but some equally gorgeous patterns from some fabulous designers. You do not need an account to download a free pattern, which is great because they actually deleted my account when they left the Australian market, but I can still access their Pika-Pow patterns. Yes, you heard me right. Hobby has free Pika-Pow patterns. If you love Yarn Shankle's designs just as much as I do, run, do not walk. At the time of filming, Hobby has 17 free Pika-Pow patterns. That's almost one full Animal Friends of Pika-Pow book. A lot of them are similar to the patterns in her book, so it's worth checking out. I have made 5 of these at the time of filming, and we'll link the video up here for you if you did want to check it out, but they're absolutely adorable. Highly recommend Hobby for patterns. Stayed till now? Good, because the next one's a doozy. If you bookmark one thing from this video, let it be Yarnspirations. Yarnspirations owns a lot of yarn companies, which means you can also find all of their free patterns under one place. At the time of filming, they have over 11,000 free crochet and knit patterns, very close to 12,000. And they are everything from blankets, garments, amigurumi, you name it, you can probably find it on Yarnspirations. The list doesn't end there. Any yarn store that you can think of, check out if they have free patterns. A lot of them will, because they use that to kind of promote their yarn. I do have two videos that I would like you to check out. This one up here is Australian yarn stores, and this one down here is international yarn stores that ship to Australia. A lot of these will have patterns for you to check out, so go have a look at those. But if you found this video useful, please give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below where your favorite place is to find free patterns. Also subscribe so you see similar yarny content like this going forward. Thanks for watching.